head coach Joshua Gibson from Pleasant Grove. Coach, can you introduce your student athletes, please?
Absolutely. This is Tyler Kelly, free safety team captain for us. Caleb Hempill, inside linebacker team captain. Bladen Reeves, inside linebacker, wingback. And then Ben Harmon, junior quarterback, is team captain as well.
Open it up for questions.
Coach, unbelievable season. What are you going to remember most from this season?
The relationships that we built, you know, those things, they don't end right now. We get to keep these relationships going with these guys, and that's the coolest thing that we talked about, you know, before the game, is that, you know, a ring, it's a materialistic thing, and it's not going to change, you know, what we've laid a foundation together, and it's not going to change the fact that we're going to be together for the rest of our lives. And these guys, I love them, and we're just family, and I think just being with them every day.
Coach, obviously Jordan Whittington put on a fantastic performance. What can you say about him and his effort?
Yeah, I've been coaching 18 years and never seen a kid take over a game like Jordan did. He took a really big shot on our sideline in the first or second quarter from Bladen, and I could tell it really hurt him. And just the way that he gets up and responds, and he's very humble. He's an unbelievable athlete, and when he has the ball in his hands, he is super special. I'm going to be a big Jordan Whittington fan the rest of my life.
Ben, can you talk a little bit about what the defense was against you guys in the second half? You were able to move the ball so well in the first half. What was different that they threw at you?
They're playing a lot more physical, a lot disciplined. They didn't give up the easy runs, you know, to the outside as much as they did in the first half, and they did a good job of stopping.
Coach, we spoke earlier this year at the start, and you know, you talked about you thought that kind of this year may be your rebuild year, and you guys you still expect to stay. Although you guys, you know, came short today with Ben and Bruce coming back next year. You know, I know you've seen the league. What does that say that Pleasant Grove might be right back here next year?
I think the first thing it says is how great a job the few seniors we had led our young team. We bring back 9 offensive starters next year. There wasn't a lot of seniors, but the ones we had were pretty special, and I think that for us to come back here and have a bad day, but it's at AT&T in week 16, that's not a bad place to have a bad day at together. You know, I think as much as anything, it hurts right now, and we're going to end up celebrating this thing and celebrating the fact that they were able to do something that's pretty special and bring a team back from Texarkana, Texas 2 years in a row. I'm proud of them. I'm very fired up about our younger guys that get to come back, but this is never seen a team get more out of their athletic ability than this 2018 Pleasant Grove team, and it might go down, you know, as the best ever to reach their potential.
Coach, how did you feel like that touchdown, you know, right at the end of the second quarter affected the game, and just you know, going forward into the second half?
Yeah, it's a huge play that Jordan made, and you know, they review it, overturn it, comes back and makes it again with 2 seconds, and all you can do is tip your hat and go, holy smokes. Our best corner went down kind of somewhere in the middle of that second quarter, and he's a big play kid too, but I'm not taking anything away from that kid. I think it gave them a little momentum, you know, going into halftime, and I think their coaching staff did an unbelievable job scheming us. That's the hardest I've had to work from halfway through the second quarter on. You know, we didn't barely pee a drop on offense, and it wasn't these guys' fault. I mean, I gotta mix it up and do some stuff and try to do that impressive. But I think that's how good a job Coach Reed and his staff did to prepare for us. So.
Tyler, just kind of speak about, you know, you were a part of it last year and this year. Just kind of speak about some things that, you know, Coach Gibson has taught you guys and has, you know, taught you about character, and where would you feel like next 2 or 3 years that will lead you to?
One of the main things he always teaches is, you know, no matter what, you know, always keep fighting. You know, always play together, no matter what's going on. He always tells us to play together. And last year was definitely special because we were just that much better than everybody else. This year, you know, we had close games, but we won those close games because we came together. and the future for them is very bright. I would not be so shocked at all if I seen them on TV next year at this time too.
Final questions?
Can you talk about the fourth down play there? Did you guys get stopped on your side of the line of scrimmage there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, just didn't want to get the ball back to number 3, and he's playing so much Wildcat. You know, got a lot of belief. We've converted a lot of those. Didn't do it at the time. Wish now, in retrospect, probably you don't get do-overs, but I would have liked to throw the throw back to Ben on that play because I feel like they probably would have thought Bruce was carrying the ball on a 4th and 1, and maybe Ben gets down the sideline on that one. But, man, yeah, we did it. I believe in those guys that much, and then didn't want to give it to number 3, you know, that much as well. So that coin heads or tails, I'm doing it again.
Question in the front.
Yeah, Cuero, what's it been for you to you've been a pleasure to grow up the last 5 years?
I mean, I wouldn't want it to be part of any other team. It's been an incredible experience and something I will definitely remember forever.
Thanks, you guys. Congratulations on a great year.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We have head coach Travis Reeve from Cuero. Coach, can you introduce your student athletes, please?
Yes, on my right, this is senior, number 6, Kieran Grant, running back, defensive back, started for us for 4 years. This is senior Trey Moore, number 8, defensive lineman and fullback. And senior Jordan Whittington, a little bit of everything on offense and safety on defense. Senior started for us for 4 years. And this is Caden Chander, starting senior center last 2 years, first team All-State center last 2 years.
Run up for questions.
Coach, what would you say about the
It's unbelievable, you know, to have that kind of a performance on a stage like this is awful special. But he would be the first to tell you that he couldn't have done it without the rest of his teammates. Thought our offensive line played really well for him up front, and you know, he just like all the rest of our guys, we just weren't going to be denied today.
Jordan, you go out and have a humongous game like that, man. You know, break the record. Seems like they just, whatever they do at, you just had an answer for it. Just kind of speak about, you know, the way that you prepared mentally for this game.
You know, altogether we just didn't want to get caught up in the hype of, you know, state game and everything that comes with it. But, you know, we just win the game and we had the mentality to, you know, you're not going to beat us. I mean, we didn't come this far to come this far. That was our quote the whole week. And, you know, credit to them. I love everybody. I love every single one of them, the crowd, everything. And I'm glad we got it.
Jordan, describe the week for you in Sonic with Texas earlier and finishing off the state championship in the last week.
Signing, that was another dream that came to reality, and you know, but signing, you know, it was special, of course, but this was the main thing I was worried about the food.
Coach, it's been a while since Cuero won state title. What do you think was different this year here at Nationals?
Well, first thing is God's blessed us to be here. We wouldn't have been here without His hand on us, and He's brought us through a lot of adversity, and we give credit to Him, number one. The second thing is these guys and the rest of their teammates. We got a tremendous senior class, 22 seniors, and they're just a group that has had given us tremendous leadership, and they just wouldn't be denied. You know, Kieran and Jordan started for us as freshmen, and the last time we played in the semifinals, they were freshmen, and these guys have been talking since then about, Coach, we're going to win one before we leave. We're going to win one before we leave, and there's a fine line between getting here and not getting here, and these kids have just. You know, they're uncommon. That's kind of our mantra, uncommon men win. These guys have done things in an uncommon way in a lot of areas of their life to get here, and you know, they deserve tremendous credit.
Specifically for Kieran and Jordan being the 4-year starters, my coach just kind of touched on it, but people have been expecting y'all to be here for a few years now. It hasn't happened. Now, to get here, play your last game here, come out on top. What's that mean to y'all? How many do this as a senior class?
I mean, it means a lot to us, you know, to the both of us. You know, going out with this, it says a lot for all the hard work we put in. You know, we couldn't have done it without everybody on the team. You know, like this, it means a lot to all of us. You know, especially going with the adversity at the beginning of the season. You know, with Trey losing his mom, and you know, we dedicating the season to her. As you can tell, we had DK on the back of our helmets, which represented her in a special way. And you know, this is just a special moment for all of us.
I say, you know, just like he said, but like Coach Reese said, 6 inches, you know, that was our motto, that could change everything. The last 3 years, we feel like we're on the opposite side of that, and this year it's like we changed roles, and, you know, it feels good when you get past that hump.
That last scoring drive made it a 12-point game, but you carried the ball all 5 plays in that drive. What was your mindset there, just going down and getting the score that you were looking there?
I told the lineman, I said, if each one of you block somebody, you can leave one-on-one, and, you know, we're going to make it happen. And all credit to them. I love this guy right here, and I'm glad we did it.
Coach, how much of Jordan and Wildcat was in the game plan?
You know, when I had our conference call with the Fox Sports folks earlier in the week, they asked me, well, you know, do I have a touch count for him? And I said, well, depends on the situation. And but you know, in this game here, I mean, he had the hot hand, and you know, that's the thing that's been special about this team. I mean, you know, some games, you know, Kieran here's the guy that's carried the load. Some guy, you know, games Chance Albright's been the one that's carried the load. And we just, as you get into the game, you just kind of get a feel for you know, what's working. And tonight, you know, obviously he was a man on a mission, and you know, it was working for us. And to his credit and our team's credit, you know, they saw it through to a win.
Coach, you talked a lot.
Go to the back and then come front.
You talked a lot last week about landing punches in these heavyweight type games. How critical were those punches, so to speak, that you landed at the end of the first half after being down 21-7?
I thought that was huge. You know, we were down 21-7, and I think that one of the things that helped us, and I talked to our team about this, was last week's game. You know, last week's game was a really back and forth game, and it had been a while since we'd been in a heavyweight bout before last week, and I felt like that was going to pay dividends for us. And you know, we had a couple of turnovers. You know, Michael, our quarterback, threw a couple of interceptions. Give him credit. He came back in the second half. I thought he played fantastic when we needed him, and made some big plays for us. Took better care of the ball. But you know, that's how we've built our house, so to speak. You know, that power of the family, that relentless effort, you know, that true toughness. All those things showed themselves tonight, and to me, that was the difference in the game.
What can you say about your defense in the second half, just holding the 7 points to let the offense?
I thought our defense did great. You know, our defensive coordinator, Coach Zach Linscomb, does a great job with our defense. Thought we made some really good halftime adjustments. Coach Gibson, after the game, who, by the way, is a class act, does a tremendous job with that program, and he does it for the right reasons, which is, you know, making an impact for kids. But, you know, he complimented our defense about, you know, nobody has been able to shut them down like that in the second half, like we were able to, and you know, give credit to our kids. We talked about that we have to attack in order to be successful, and our kids just kept attacking, and you know, it paid off for us.
Mike and then Mike.
Troy, after what you've been through this year, losing your mom, and now this was your goal, can you talk about your emotions now and what this means to you after gone through all that?
The game it meant a lot to us, you know. Not only was it for my mom, but it was for us too. But of course, she wanted us to get there. She dreamed of us getting here, you know. Just for us to be able to win it and win it all is just an amazing feeling. I'm thankful for my team, you know, my coaches, and the community that came out tonight, you know, today. Just I'm thankful for all that. It's a great feeling to win.
As great as you were, there was some adversity. By my count, I think we had 5 touchdowns in the game, even as we played. How frustrating is that? I mean, obviously you scored pretty quick.
Very.
You know, how frustrating is that? What kept happening?
3 played it, and I guess it wasn't what it was, so go back and make it happen. That's my mentality. So that was theirs too.
Coach, for 3 senior games, explain what it's been like Cuero.
Let me give this to Kate, and I'll let Kate jump in.
Playing for Cuero has been just phenomenal. I can't say enough about the coaches, the community, everybody, how they, you know, just that small town feel, and with that camaraderie that everybody has together, and it's really great.
You talked about being on that offensive line, winning the Wildcat there at the end, and being able to close it out with the guys up front.
It's a great feeling to know that, you know, when you look up from a block and you see, you know, Jordan or, you know, somebody else running to the end zone. It's a great feeling. You know you did your job.
Travis, what's your opinion now of
You know, it's funny. I was actually asked to be on the UIL committee to approve the instant replay, and I thought about that about the third time we had something good overturned. I thought, why in the world did I vote for that? But I think, you know, honestly, you get to the state championship game, and you want to make sure that it's right. And, you know, and I think that served its purpose. You know, the UIL and the officials did a great job, you know, and those things are going to work themselves out. And I think it all turned out the way it should be.
Trey, the defensive line had much different in the second half than it was in the first half. What adjustments did y'all make to keep Pleasant Grove to 7 in the second half?
You know, we just came together as a team. You know, we realized we've been working for this since 7th grade. You know, so we thought just 24 minutes left, and we can, you know, be state champions. So we just all came together, didn't argue or fight, and just play as a team together as a whole. And the outcome turned great for us.
Last question.
Right now, it's the best one. I'll be honest with you. You know, this is my 14th year in Cuero as either an assistant or a head coach. You know, my dad was the head coach. You know, the last time we were here, we lost right at the end of the game with 4.6 seconds left to a good Abilene Wiley team. We had a chance to score before Case Keenum made some plays, and we didn't get it in. I was the offensive coordinator, and I you know, feel partly responsible for that. 2009, we played Gilmer, and you know, we get down to the 10-yard line with less than a minute to go, and we don't get it in. Tyler Arndt, you know, several guys. Tyler Arndt was our quarterback at that time, and so I've been blessed to be a part of some really good football teams. The teams that I've coached as a head coach. You know, the last two teams that we play, that we've had in Cuero, have been exceptionally talented. And, you know, I mean, it's like Jordan said, there's 6 inches of difference between being here and not being here. And all of those teams, you know, all those players and coaches that have come before us have been a part of us getting here today. Because this has been a long time coming. I wish my dad would have had a little better offensive coordinator when he was the head coach. But we're probably going to get him a ring too from this win tonight. But it's been a lot of fun, and been a privilege to be able to coach in Cuero. It's a great place.
Thanks, you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.